Hello and welcome again to this particular session. So in the last one, when we finished up till after 2.10. And I think I have had a analysis of 2.11, if I remember it distinctly. So 2.11, even I asked you to try, but I do not know how many among you actually have tried it. So let's take this one to start this particular session. So 2.11 is the question which I am picking up. 2.11. Even in the last session, I had talked about this particular fact that actually this particular question comprises of two questions simultaneously. Actually, we are having two branches. One is Kolkata and Chennai. First, we shall prepare the Kolkata branch account. So that is why we are going to pick up the information related to Kolkata branch account. And later on, you can prepare Chennai branch account of your own. Correct? So Triple Mills Limited has two branches at Kolkata, as you can see in this particular case. And goods are invoiced to branch at cost plus 50%. So calculation of rates should be very, very easy for you. And this is your cost price plus margin is equal to your invoice price. So that should be a child's play for you. Rate of profit is what we call based upon cost. Your margin is 50, so your invoice price will be equal to 150. And if you are going to compute the rate on invoice price, it will be equal to 50 by 150, that is equal to 1 by 3. However, you must compute rate of profit on cost also, so 50 by 100. Rate of profit on cost will be 1 by 2. In case if any item is given in the question at cost, we need to actually use this particular rate, correct? Now, in this particular question, as I told you, we will begin with, first of all, Kolkata branch. So this is Kolkata branch stock account. Branch stock account. Branch stock account. This is Kolkata branch stock account, and similarly this is Kolkata branch adjustment account. The first information is stock is given to you at invoice price 9,300. As you know, the treatment is very simple. In this particular case, all you have to do is simply write it opening stock towards the debit side of branch stock account and write here 9,300. So 9,300 is your what we call opening stock. Quite obviously, it is given at invoice price. You need to extract the loading portion. So you will move to the credit side of branch stock account. You will write over there load on opening stock. Now loading on opening stock will be equal to 9,300 into 1 by 3. You will have to apply the rate which is based upon invoice price, because this item is at invoice price. Correct? So 3,100 will be your loading. The next item given to us is debtors. You know that debtors will be written as opening balance under the debtors account. Let us say this is the debtors account. And in the debtors account, I will write here balance brought down. Balance brought down in the debtors account is equal to, debtors is 6,800, so I will write here 6,800. Then, what else is given in the question? Goods invoiced to branch at cost price. Now this item is given at cost, correct? So I will write here first of all two goods sent to branch account towards the debit side of branch stock account. This item is at cost. First let me write it at cost, 34,000. So 34,000 is the cost price, correct? Now I will add to it rate of profit on cost 1 by 2. It will be equal to 17,000. So this item at invoice price is 51,000. So we may say that in the current year, head office must have sent goods worth rupees 51,000 at invoice price to branch. Now I will take the loading, load on goods sent to branch account, 51,000. Now this is invoice price. Remember one thing. So that is why you will have to apply the rate of 1/3. Of course, your loading will be same, 17,000. The next item we are given as cash sales and credit sales. Cash and credit sales both will be written towards the credit side of the branch stock account. So I will write here cash sales. Amount of cash sales is 25010. 25010. Then I am going to write here credit sales. Credit sales is equal to 31,000. Since we are preparing debtors account also, I need not require to tell you that credit sales will also find place towards the debit side of branch debtors account. So we shall write over here credit sales. That is equal to 31,000. Well, till up to this point, I don't think we have confronted really any tricky problem. Cash collected from debtor in this particular method will come only towards the credit side of debtors account. The amount is 30,400. So cash from debtors, you will write here 30,400. 30,400. Then we have here next item as goods returned by debtors. So many times I have been telling you right from the inception of this particular method that sales return basically are written against the or corresponding to the credit sales. Because credit sales comes in the branch stock account also, that is the reason in this method we have to write sales return on the debit side of branch stock account also, corresponding to credit sales. And as usual, sales return will also be written in the debtors account, quite obviously. 1,200. Sales return means goods returned by debtors or credit customers. Then we have goods returned by branch to head office. Now goods have been returned by branch to head office. So obviously it is a case of goods sent to branch returns. First we will write towards the credit side of branch stock account. Amount happens to be 1,500. And then you will have to take the loading. You will write here load on goods sent to branch return. Goods sent to branch returns. 1,500 into 1/3. So 500 will be your loading. 500 will be your loading. And after this we have goods transferred from Chennai branch to Kolkata branch. Now this is, you can see this item is written on both the column. Actually question is telling that goods have been transferred from Chennai branch to Kolkata branch. Important point is that right now you are preparing Kolkata branch account. So from the perspective of the Kolkata branch account, we may say that we have received the goods this time because other branch, Chennai branch, has transferred the goods to us. So that is the reason goods transferred, instead of writing towards the credit side, we will have to, in this particular case, write it towards the debit side of branch stock account because we are receiving the goods. We will write here goods transferred. Goods transferred from Chennai branch. Transferred from Chennai branch. Now same item 2,100, when I am going to prepare Chennai branch account, I will have to write towards the credit side because in that case, we are dealing with Chennai branch and Chennai branch is transferring the goods to some other branch. So in that particular case, Chennai branch will write what we call this item towards the credit side. So this is the only item which may figure either on the debit side or credit side, depending upon the situation, whether you happen to be the receiving branch or the branch which is transferring the goods. So goods transferred from Chennai branch. And amount is actually 2,100. So you shall write here 2,100. And of course, we take the loading of this particular item also. So we will write towards the credit side, goods transferred, load on goods transferred. 2,100 into 1/3, loading will be equal to 700. So this is the point actually which needed a bit of discussion, otherwise nothing else in this particular question. Surplus in stock not given in Kolkata branch, But when you are going to prepare Chennai branch of your own, you are simply, because surplus is given to you, you are going to write surplus towards the debit side of branch stock account, and then you will take it to the credit side, of course, of branch adjustment account. However, in case of Kolkata branch, we have been given shortage. Sometime in the question itself, either shortage or what we call surplus would be given. So this time shortage or deficiency or spoilage are used synonymously. Remember one thing. So shortage is given to you. I will write first of all shortage. 450. Shortage is nothing but deficiency. And you know the treatment of deficiency. First we will take the loading. Load on shortage. 450 into 1 by 3. So your loading will be equal to 150. That means shortage at cost, which will be written in the P&L account. This is your branch P&L account. Here you are going to write shortage at cost. Shortage at cost. 450 minus loading 150. So 300 will be your shortage at cost. Is it clear to you or not? So, after having written shortage at cost, the next item is discount allowed to customer. I need not require to tell you discount allowed to customer. That is 200. You are going to write towards the credit side of the branch debtors account, discount 200. Because discount happens to be a sort of loss to us, so it will be also put towards the debit side of the branch P&L account. Discount. Discount is actually 200, correct? So 200 is your discount. Then we have got in this particular case, last item, expenses at branch 5,400. Expenses, as you know, are written towards the debit side of P&L account. So I'm simply going to write here 5,400. So this is all. Now all we need to do is to simply tally what we call our branch stock account. If I'm going to tally my branch stock account, what I'm going to get, the balancing figure in this case is coming towards the credit side. I've already told you if the balancing figure comes towards the credit side, generally, the rule is that first preference is given to closing stock. Now, in this question, closing stock is not given, so that is the reason you will have to consider this one as what we call your closing stock. Balancing figure is your closing stock. Moreover, in this particular question, shortage is already given and closing stock is not given. So quite obviously, you are left up with no other alternative than to pick it up as your closing stock. Closing stock is actually 5640, but you tally it of your own also. So once we have found out the closing stock, the next thing is that I will write here loading on closing stock. Now loading on closing stock 5640 into 1 by 3. 5640 into 1 by 3, that is the loaded portion. And loaded portion will be equal to 5640 divided by 3, 1880. 1880 will be your loading on closing stock. Now, quite obviously, you are going to tally your branch adjustment account to find out your gross profit. And gross profit will be your 18,270. Gross profit, balancing figure, 18,270. This is your gross profit. Once you have found out your gross profit, the next thing is to prepare your P&L account. Gross profit will be taken to the credit, 18,270. And your net profit should be 12,370. 12,370. I've already told you in this method, actually, the relevancy of debtors is not much very high. However, its relevancy or significance could be high only if credit sales are not given in the question. Because if credit sales are not given in the question, in that case, I will be forced to actually tell you debtors account first so that I can pick out the what we call balancing figure as credit sales, and then I can transport it to the credit side of the branch stock account. Otherwise, in this case, we are going to get simply balance carried down, but it is of not much use to us. 6,800 plus 31,000 minus 30,400 minus 1,400, 6,000. Similarly, you can easily prepare Chennai branch account. I have already told you the only difference is that when you will prepare the Chennai branch account, you will have to take care of this particular item. This item will appear towards the credit side because Chennai branch would be the transferring branch. So that is the reason you are going to actually put it towards the credit side, take the loading to the debit. And in case of Chennai branch, you have been given surplus. Surplus, I have already told you, you will put it towards the debit side of branch stock account, and then you will directly take it to the credit side of branch adjustment account because no splitting is required as far as surplus is concerned. So next one we come over to now, 2.12, and 2.12 is actually related to a question which is not very tough, but still I will do it for you. What happened? So now we can pick up 2.12. See here, not a very tough question. 5x Limited invoices goods to its branch at cost plus 33.1 by 3%. Now, so many times I have solved this equation, correct? I need not require to tell you. If you are going to solve this equation, it will be rate of profit on cost 1 by 3 and rate of profit on selling price will be equal to 1 by 4, correct? If you will solve this equation. On invoice price, it will be equal to 1 by 4 and 1 by 3 on cost. From the following particulars, prepare the branch stock account and the branch stock adjustment account as they would appear in the books of the head office. Now, question states that stock at commencement at the branch at invoice price is 1,50,000. So this is your branch stock account. And this is your question number 2.12, 12th question of your section 2. The first item which we are having in this particular case is opening stock. So I will simply write opening stock that is given to you at invoice price. So opening stock 1,50,000. And then you are going to take it to the credit side of branch adjustment account. This is your branch adjustment account. You will write here load on opening stock. Now load on opening stock happens to be 1,50,000 into 1 by 4 because this item is at invoice price. So 1 by 4 of 1,50,000 must be equal to 37,500. Let me check. 1,50,000 divided by 4. Yes, it is equal to 37,500. So 37,500 is the loading portion which we have written. And now the next item in this particular case is stock at close is equal to 1,20,000. So you will write here balance carried down or closing stock, whatever you may like to write. Balance carried down or closing stock in this particular case is 1,20,000. It is at invoice price. So towards the debit side of branch adjustment account, you are going to write here load on closing stock 1,20,000 into 1 by 4. Loading will be equal to 30,000. Correct? Then we have got in this particular question, goods sent to branch during the year at invoice price of 10,10,000. Total goods which have been sent by branch were 10 lakh 10,000 worth. However, in the bracket, he has written that including goods invoiced at 20,000 to branch at 31st of 3, 2022, but not received by the branch before the close of the year. That means out of 10 lakh 10,000 worth of goods, 20,000 worth of goods are still in transit, haven't yet received by the branch. So, first of all, you are going to write here goods sent to branch account towards the debit side. Goods sent to branch account, 10 lakh 10,000, because we must reflect what worth of goods we have sent in the current year to the branch account. So it is very important. First we'll write it, and then towards the credit side I will write loading on goods sent to branch account, 10 lakh 10,000 into 1 by 4. 10 lakh 10,000 into 1 by 4 is equal to how much? 10 lakh 10,000 divided by 4. I think I have written a wrong figure. Just wait. 10 lakh 10,000 divided by 4 is equal to 2,52,500. So 2,52,500 is your loading. However, out of 10 lakh 10,000 worth of goods, 20,000 worth of goods are still in transit. So because your ultimate target is to show by way of branch stock account what worth of goods have been received by branch, because you have sent 10 lakh 10, 20,000 are still midway, so it automatically means branch must have received only 10 lakh 10 minus 20,000. So that is the reason actually goods in transit will be put towards the credit side. Goods in transit, GIT in short form, I have written 20,000 worth of goods and 20,000 worth of goods. Even goods in transit, you will have to pluck out the loading portion. Loading on goods in transit, 20,000 into 1 by 4. That is equal to 5,000. Then you have been given in this particular question return of goods to head office. So goods sent to branch returns. 50,000 worth of goods have been returned. You are going to simply write here 50. And goods sent to branch returns. This is loading. 50,000 into 1 by 4. That is equal to 12,500. Then we have got in this case cash sales and credit sales. So cash sales is 9 lakh. Branch stock account, credit side, 9 lakh. Then I will write credit sales. Amount of credit sales is actually 50,000. 50,000 I have written. In case if you are preparing your branch debtors account, this is your branch profit and loss account. This is your branch debtors account. In the branch debtors account, you are going to write here credit sales. No opening debtors are given. So credit sales will be equal to 50,000. I have already told you if credit sales is available in the question, the entire sheen and entire importance and significance of debtors account actually loses out in this particular method, correct? Anyway, now the next point which we have been given to us is invoice value of the goods pilfered. Now this could be a tricky one because some of us may be tempted to think actually that it is a case of normal loss. But remember one thing I cautioned you, that branch account, hire purchase account, single, even what we call your sell balancing ledger, etc. They are special accounting transactions, and sometimes we have to deviate from the normal procedures of accounting. So even though pilferage, seepage, evaporation, etc., even leakage, etc., are normally considered as normal loss without an iota of doubt, however, in branch accounting, I told you that unless and until any loss is prefixed as abnormal or suffixed as abnormal, correct? Unless and until, that way. So you should, unless and until a loss is prefixed or suffixed as normal, so in that case, you will always consider it as what we call abnormal loss. What I mean to say is that suppose question states pilferage and in bracket it is mentioned normal, then you will consider it as normal loss. However, in branch, if it is written pilferage and nothing is mentioned, that whether it is normal or abnormal, then you are bound to consider it as abnormal loss. So, in spite of the fact that goods pilfered normally treated as normal loss, but in branch accounting, because it is not suffixed or prefixed as normal, that is why I will have to treat it as abnormal loss. So, invoice value of the goods pilfered, I am going to consider it as an abnormal loss, and I am going to write it over here towards the credit side of branch stock account, abnormal loss. Write in bracket pilferage. So invoice value of the goods pilfered is 10,000. I'm going to write here 10,000. Because it is an abnormal loss, we will have to take the loading also. So I will write here loading on abnormal loss, 10,000 into 1 by 4. 2,500 will be the loading portion. And while preparing branch P&L account, I will again write abnormal loss. But here I will write only the cost portion. 10,000 minus 2,500. You need not require to actually show this way 10,000 minus 2,000. You can straight away write what we call 7,500. Then we have in this particular case normal loss, and I told you either you have got one option to simply ignore it out, or you can put it once towards the credit side of branch stock account, and then you can simply take it to the debit side of branch stock account. So normal loss is actually 15,000, and there is no need to split normal loss. It is in its entirety debited to the branch adjustment account, 15,000. Correct? So this is all what we have got in this particular question. Now I'm going to tally it up. So if I am going to tally, this time my credit side in the branch stock account is exceeding marginally just by 5,000. So 5,000, the first preference as per rule is to treat it as opening stock, but opening stock is given. Second is goods sent to branch, it is also given. So as I said, now we have only one alternative to treat it as surplus, so I will treat it as surplus. Surplus is never ever broken into or split into loaded part or cost part. You directly and in its entirety will take it to the credit side or branch adjustment account, and wherein you are going to simply write here surplus. Amount of surplus is 5,000. Now you are going to compute your gross profit, and gross profit according to your solution actually is gross profit 2,30,000. This is what I am going to write here, and you will have to take the trouble of telling it by yourself. Then gross profit, whatever we have got now, will be posted to the credit side of branch P&L account. Not a tough question, but only discussion which we needed in this case is with respect to goods in transit, correct? So now we will have the net profit, nothing else in this question. So net profit is actually 2,22,500. So this is all in debtors account. If I am going to prepare the debtors account, balance carried down 50,000. Actually, your cash sales is 9 lakh. Credit sales is 50,000 only. Correct? This is how we are going to do this one. So not a very tough one. And now we pick up 2.13. Let's see actually whether we need to actually discuss it or not. X Limited of Kolkata operates a branch at Chennai, and goods are sent to branch at selling price, which is cost plus 50%. Selling price, which is cost plus 50%. I need not require to tell you that in this case, rate is based upon cost. Just allow me a second. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. This is the problem. So this is your branch stock account, correct? And this is your branch adjustment account. And then we will also prepare branch P&L account. This is your branch profit and loss account. Framing is the only difficult task. 2.13 now we are talking about. 2.13X Limited of Kolkata operates a branch at Chennai. Goods are sent to branch at selling price, which is cost plus 50%. Rate of profit is based upon cost. Cost is 100, margin is 50, invoice price 150. So 50 by 150, 1 by 3 will be your rate on invoice price, and rate of profit on cost will be equal to 1 by 2. Correct? 50 by 100. Further, branch expenses are paid out of an interest which is reimbursed by the head office. All transactions are recorded in the books of the head office on 1st of January 2022. In trade at Chennai branch at selling price was rupees 27,690. Now you have been given that opening stock at Chennai branch at selling price is 27,690. Quite simple. First of all, you are going to write here goods sent to branch account. Just wait. You are going to write balance brought down. That is opening stock. Amount of opening stock given to you is 27,690. At selling price means at invoice price. Then you are going to take the loading of this particular item, opening stock, 27,690. Rate of loading on invoice price is 1 by 3, and 27,690, 27,690 divided by 3 is equal to 9230. 9230. Then we have got in this case debtors at rupees 5480. So in this question we may have to prepare the debtors account also, and this is your debtors account. In the debtors account, I write opening balance brought down as balance brought down. What was the balance? In fact, it just flicked out of my memory. That is equal to 5480. 5480. Opening date is 5480. Then besides that, we have got goods received from Kolkata at selling price. Goods received from Kolkata. See here, X Limited operates a branch at Chennai and goods are sent to the branch. So goods received, that means you are dealing with Chennai branch account, correct? And head office must be in Kolkata. So goods received, you have been given goods received. Whenever goods received is given, you have to pay attention here. Goods sent to branch. However, you have been given goods received. Make it a habit of presenting it this way. Goods received, you have been given in this particular question 93,720. Suppose if in this particular question it would have been written that some of the goods are still in transit, then you would have had added it to know the amount of goods sent to branch account. However, in this question, there is no goods in transit. Is it clear to you? But still you will have to be a bit alert if the question states goods received, because we need to reflect what worth of goods actually in the current year head office must have had sent to its branch. So this is how we have to do. So goods received is this much, no goods in transit. That means 93,700 worth of goods must have been sent by branch. 93,720. We will write here goods sent to branch, loading of course. 93,720. We will take 1/3 of it. 93,720 divided by 3 is equal to 31,240. 31,240 is your loading. Suppose if in this question goods in transit would have been given, I would have added it. Besides that, I would have had written it towards the credit side, and then I would have had also taken the loaded. Correct? Now cash and credit sales is given to us. Cash sales is this much, credit sales is this much. You will write here cash sales. Amount of cash sales is actually 52,100. You will write here 52,100. Amount of credit sales is 43,190. 43,190. Because we are preparing branch debtors account also, so credit sales will be written over here too. $43,190. This is the amount of your credit sales, correct? Then we have goods returned to head office. Goods returned to head office, we will write here goods sent to branch. Returns, amount is 1440. Then towards the debit side, I will write here goods sent to branch. Returns, loading, 1440 into 1/3. And the loading portion will be equal to 1440 divided by 3, 480. 480 will be your loading. Then goods received, cash receipt from debtors. In this method, cash receipt from debtors comes only in the debtors account. The amount is 39,860. 39,860. This is your cash from debtors. Then we have in this particular case discount and bad debts. Discount is 970. Discount is 970. We have bad debts also. Amount of bad debts given to us is actually 480. And discount and bad debts will also find place in the branch P&L account. So when I will prepare branch P&L account, I will write here discount, $970. I will write bad debts. Amount of bad debts is 480. 480 is your bad debts. Correct? Then finally we have expenses 14,380. Expenses 14,380. And below it is written at the end closing stock is equal to 24,510. 24,510. So here in the branch stock account, I am going to write closing stock. Amount of closing stock 24,510. Then I will take the loading also. Closing stock. Loading 24,510 into 1/3. 24,150 divided by 3 is equal to 8050. So 8050 will be your loaded portion, correct? 8050. So this is all. Now first all we need to do is to now tally our accounts. So if I am going to tally, we will have a balancing figure towards credit side. Because closing stock is given, we will have to pick it as shortage or deficiency, whatever you may like to write. And that according to the solution is 170. You please tally it to know whether it is 170 or not. Then you will write shortage at cost, shortage loading 170 into 1 by 3. That is equal to 170 divided by 3. It is approximately 57. Actually, it is 56.667. So now I write here shortage in the branch P&L account, shortage at cost. Now shortage at cost, that is 170 minus 57, that is equal to 113. So this is how we are going to solve this question, correct? Then you can tally your gross profit, and gross profit according to the solution which you are having is 31,763. This is your gross profit. And then you'll bring the gross profit 31,763. Net profit is 15,830. 15,830. And from the debtors account, if you are going to prepare it, you are going to get balance carried down, which will be of not much use to you. 5480 plus 43,190 minus 39,860 minus 970 minus 480. So 7360 will be balance carried down of debtors account. This is how you are supposed to do this one. 2.4, 2.14. In fact, 555 of Assam has a branch at Siliguri. Goods are invoiced to the branch at cost plus 25%. So cost will be 100, margin will be 25, invoice price will be 125. Rate of profit on invoice price will be equal to 1 by 5, that is 25 by 125, and on cost it will be equal to 1 by 4. Again in this question you have been given goods receipt from head office. However, again in this question there is no goods in transit. So that means goods received and goods sent to branch are equal because there is no goods in transit. So you can simply write goods sent to branch. Returns to head office is given to you. Stock in the beginning is also available. Cash sales, credit sales is also available. Cash debtors in the beginning is given. Cash receipt from debtors is given. Discount allowed to debtors. Now discount allowed to debtors and bad debts, they are needless to add that these items find place in the what we call debtors account, correct? And then also to the P&L account. Sales return, you have to exercise caution that sales return under this method, first of all, will be written to the credit side of branch debtors. Then ultimately it will be taken to the debit side of branch stock account. Logic is that sales return finds place corresponding to credit sales. Then we have in this case salary, wages and office expenses. You can simply put all these expenses to the debit side of branch P&L account, and stock at the end is given to you. So you can easily manage this question. There is nothing for me. In this question you will get surplus. Surplus is taken to the credit side of branch adjustment without splitting. And your net profit is 7120, and your debtors account you will get closing balance as 18,800. So it is not a tough question, very easily manageable. 2.15 Sing Song Limited of Nagaland has a branch at Sikkim to which goods are invoiced at cost plus 25%. To which goods are invoiced at cost plus 25%. Once again, same rates. Rate of profit on cost will be equal to 1 by 4 and on invoice price it will be equal to 1 by 5. Then in this case, goods received from head office, again it is given. So you can directly write goods sent to branch because in this case, no goods in transit. Returns to head office, you can easily manage. Stock in the beginning is given. Again, cash and credit sales is given. You can manage it. It is similar to the last question. I need not require to tell you. So you can easily manage this question. Now, 2.16 is something and it is given in an unsolved manner. So first of all, this question you will do it by yourself. The Nature's Pride Limited of Nagaland has a branch at Sikkim to which goods are invoiced at 1 by 3% above cost. So many times actually I have done this one, but once again 2.16 is the question. Under 2.16, first of all, rate of profit, cost price plus margin is equal to invoice price. Rate is given on cost 100, margin is equal to 1 by 3%. Invoice price will be equal to 1 by 3%. Correct? So rate of profit on invoice price will be equal to 1 by 3 divided by 133 1 by 3. Similarly, rate of profit on cost will be equal to margin 1 by 3 divided by cost 100, and you write it this way 100 by 1. Correct? Then you will solve it. It will be equal to 100 by 3. Then you solve this one. It will be equal to 400 by 3. Similarly, you will solve this one. It will be equal to 100 by 3. And no need to solve the denominator one. It is 100 by 1. Then you write this way 100 by 3 into 3 by 400. And similarly, this one 100 by 3 into 1 by 100. So now you can easily find out the rates. So your rate of profit on invoice price will be, because 3 cancel, 100 by 400 or 1 by 4. Similarly, 3 cancel, 100 cancel, 1 by 3. So rate of profit on cost will be 1 by 3. On invoice price, it will be equal to 1 by 4. Then question says that goods are sent to branch at invoice price. So of course we are going to write goods sent to branch. At invoice price it is 18 lakh. You will take the loading portion, 1/4 of this one, and 1/4 of 18 lakh will be how much? 18 lakh divided by 1/4. It will be equal to 4,50,000. Your loading will be equal to 4,50,000. Goods returned to head office. Its loading will be 1/4, 5,000. Stock in the beginning 2,40,000, 2,40,000 divided by 1/4, 60,000. Its loading will be equal to 60,000. Debtors you are going to write simply in the debtors account. Cash sales and credit sales are given to you. Both will be written towards the credit side of branch stock account. Credit sales you can take. Credit sales later on you will take it to the debit of branch debtors account also. Cash receipt from debtors will come only in debtors account. Discount allowed to debtors, bad debts and sales return. All these 3 items first of all will be written towards the credit side of debtors account. Then discount and bad debts will be written in the P&L account. But sales return will also find place towards the debit side of a stock account. Correct? Then we have got in this case salary, rent, sundry expenses. These 3 items you are going to take to the debit side of P&L, and closing stock is given to you 3,60,000 and your loading will be equal to 3,60,000 divided by 4, that is 90,000. Logically, you should be in a position to do this question. First, you try to do this question of your own. Then in the next session, I will meet you. I will solve it for you too. And then you can match it. Correct? So till then, it's time to say goodbye.